was trying to write a joke about using big words. Like people use big words, and I'll think about big words. Like I don't use big words. So why does this person use big words? And I'll think about that. And I think, are you trying to let me know you're better than me? Like that you're educated. And
Yes.
so you're going like, oh, I went to college. So here's this giant word. And then it's like, but there's a much smaller word that is the same word.
You could
The
have used.
status with that smaller word doesn't matter. But that big word lets me know I went to college. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm using some big words. And so I'll take sometimes, depending on the person, it's all about what package it's being delivered.
Right.
If it's a very sweet person, I don't ever take it. But if I feel any like, I feel like that's, oh, I'm from Old Hickory, and like Old Hickory's got a very much vibe of like, we think you're better than me. Like we don't think we're better than anybody, but we definitely think you think you're better than
me.
Like,
yeah.
But it's so like there's that.
It's like I'm not better than you. I'm not better than you, but don't let me catch you thinking that about me, because then we got a problem.
Yeah. Yes. And so like when I moved back to Nashville, I moved to like the nicer part of town from the town that I grew up in, just because the schools are better and all this kind of stuff. And but I remember when I moved over here, it was like a big deal for my mom when I moved here to be like, oh, all right, you're going over there. Wow, okay.
Other side of the tracks.
I could have moved to California and it was easier than to move 20 minutes from her.
Right.
And it was like that kind of, but that's the vibe that we kind of had, like.
Yeah.
That on a lot of people, and which is not fair, because you put someone in that. That's like going like,
they could be a perfectly nice person who just like happens to have this vocabulary, and like that's it. They read a lot of books. I don't know. That's it.
Yeah.
But I also think that if you're gonna be able to pick out all the humor, you're probably gonna be picking out, you might be fabricating some things or digging too deep or whatever. It's kind of the price you pay, right?
Yeah, but that's what I too think. Like when I hear someone using big words, even if someone's a comic, I'm like, use that word in regular life, like because that's what I always think. Like, so you're telling me when you're with your friends, you're just.
What's an example of like too big of a word for you?
I don't know. I can't. I know, but for some reason I can't. Yeah. Like a real educated word, like.
Yeah, you know what? You know how I know this is like a real feeling is because you can't even give me a big word. That's how little you use big words. You can't even give me an example.
Yeah, that's the problem with this joke. I want to write it, but I got to find the example. And so now I'm just trying to to write a joke, I am kind of being aware of an example, just so I could be like, all right, maybe I can put it in, but I need the example. So I got to
know what it is? Okay.
It's got to happen.
So I think there's a slew of like SAT words that people remember that they'll try to slip into like conversation. They hold on to like one or two words and they slide those in there, and they're not smart, but it's just something that's stuck in their brain from that one time they were studying. And that's exactly why they're doing it. I mean, I have like three or four. Yeah. Fastidious is a word that just stuck in my head, and I'll use that. And I'm like, what am I doing? You are
that?
not.
Is that like
No,
Festivus?
Is it
Festivus from Seinfeld?
Yeah, you know what? That's it, Nate. Go with that one. Keep telling me.
Festivus for the rest of us.
But it's like when I catch myself doing that, I'm like, why am I like, dude? You don't know. Stop. Don't even do that. And that's exactly why I think if you're aware of it, it weighs on you. I think self-awareness is the most important thing in life, period, is being self-aware. Like, I agree. More than anything else in life, if you can't tell that you're being the asshole or you're being the holier than thou jerk or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what else you got, money, fame, success, whatever. If you can't walk in a room and just read it and like kind of blend into where you're supposed to be, you are the worst.
The worst. Someone that's oblivious, which could be kind of that's about as big as I go, oblivious. But I'm always jealous of them.
Oh,
because it's like, God, dude, what would it be like?
Amazing. I've learned, I think, over the years that like the phrase ignorance is bliss is the realest thing ever, because there are people who you know, work their job that, you know, might not be the fanciest, or they make the most money, and they live in their world with like their family and their people, and they don't think about and then that's not to say they're not like ambitious people or anything, but that's it. They're just good with that. They don't think about anything else. They don't think about what's beyond that. They don't think about what can be better. Like if you told me, if you go back like 10 years and told me I'd be where I'm at now, I would be like, whew, like done, did it, like blew it out of the water, better than I ever expected. But yet today I'm still like, okay, well, what's next? Like, that's good, but like, I got to do what's next. I got to keep going, got to keep going, got to keep going. And it's all because I'm just always like looking and learning and wanting to do more. And it's like, oh, I wish I was just like, no, I'm good. I'm just going to stop now. I'm just going to stop and just, this is it for me, and just be happy. But I don't have that gene. I would give anything to have that oblivious ignorance, like whatever.
I hope it comes, because I always think it's fulfilled. So when you're going to feel fulfilled, you know? And so like, I thought about that with comedies. Like, when would I ever quit? And I don't think you ever quit, but maybe when would I feel comfortable to slow down? Like, when would I be able to be like, you know what? I don't need to put a special out every 2 years.
Mhm.
I can put one out in 5 years. I can take 3 years off, or if I can. I don't even know if I could. I always tell myself, I always try to like allow myself to be like, if I want to take off, I don't want to take off right now, but I'm hoping that I hit a point that I go like, I want to slow down, and I'm able to let myself do that. I don't feel the panic of going like, no, I got to keep going.
What
I don't know
would
if
be?
that comes.
Would that be like a money
I
thing?
think it's, I don't think it's money. I think it's, I mean, obviously you need money to be able to do that, but I think it's when you feel like you're, you know, mentioned for me, when people think about stand-up comedy, that my name is thought about, and like my name is at the top, and like,
I mean, but
not
brother,
the top is.
You're there.
No, that's not there yet. It's not. You're not there. I mean, you look at where Chappelle and
But that's
Burr.
why you're never gonna stop, because you
I
are
know,
there, and
but
you're
there's
not.
people above me that. Why can't I get them?
Yeah, but there's always gonna be that, dude. Almost always.
But someone's got to get up to the top. You got to get to that point. So when do you get to that point? Like, you look Chappelle, Burr.
Do you think Chappelle says to himself, honestly, and I don't know if he says it publicly or maybe behind closed doors, he just says like, yeah, no, I'm the best. Like, I am the best at this.
I think he's got to know that I think him and Burr.
Yeah.
Because it's like, but
Bill would never say that to you, would he? Would never.
No. I'm not saying he would never say it. There's a lot of stuff that would never be said that I don't want to hear them say it.
Right.
But I'm just saying, and maybe they don't feel that now, but there's got to be someone you're chasing. Basically, when you stop chasing someone?
Yeah.
When do you stop going like, I'm done chasing?
I think that when you do what we do, and then more specifically, like with comedy, like it's such a grind, and you guys do come up from from nothing, where it's like, I mean, what you guys do early in your careers is sociopathic. It's crazy. It's like when you're up there, you know, 4 sets a night, 7 nights a week, making like $2 a pop, and you're just like, I'm gonna keep doing it. I think it puts something in you that's just like, you're always gonna keep. Because, all right, let's say you get to a point where you can sell out like arenas everywhere you go. Then that opens the door to like do movies and shit like that you're going to be like, all right, well, now I do that. And like, I think it will always just keep growing, and you'll always be interested in doing more.
That desire will be like, do I have that desire to do movies? Because that's like, so now trying to sell a TV show, and I'm still trying to do it, and they haven't worked. I've been told no. I mean, that's what's funny is anybody ever gets in any kind of your business, any kind of entertainment type stuff, just be prepared. Your whole career is being told no. You get told no so much, and you maybe get like 5 yeses, like, but and you just gotta hope those yeses are big, but
they hit. Yeah.
But they're so like with a TV show, it's nice to be like, I feel a race in my head to be like, if I don't, there's only gonna be so long I'm gonna want to try to, you can tell me no with this TV show.
Mm-hmm.
So if I keep my stand-up going, I look at like, well, I don't know if I don't need this TV, like that's what TV, sometimes you think like, well, now I could hit a point where I go, you know what? I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm starting selling out arenas, that's the only reason I even, maybe I want to try something different. I get that. But there could be a point where you go, I'm not going to jump through a bunch of hoops. Why do I need to do it? I would like to sell out arenas. So if I can get to arenas, then it's like